So, last video I spoke about the first level of psychology, which is knowing thyself. Knowing thyself, that's the first level of psychology, and it teaches you who you truly are, and it helps you to become who you want to be. And I said that the second level of psychology is knowing what formed you, and it's your surroundings. It begins with your surroundings. And it's knowing what is changing you. So you gotta look deeper into that. And I want to begin with this image from Leonardo da Vinci, who famously drew this picture. And I want to start with this picture because it's a good starting of your knowing your bubble, knowing how big is your square or how big is your circle. And in the esoteric, we know that the square and the circle are very symbolic. They are symbolic because the square represents the physical and the circle represents the spiritual, your soul. And the reason why the circle represents the spirit, the soul, is because as a circle, there is no beginning nor end. It's a circle, never ending. So is your spirit and your soul. While the square is more physical, there is a beginning and an end, just like your flesh and our bodies. There is an end, there's a beginning to our life and an end to our life. And that's the symbolism of this picture. You see how the square is in front of the circle, as you see in the outline? Very symbolic. Okay, my bad. So the square is symbolic for being in front because our flesh is what we see, while the spirit, the circle, it's unseeable. And this is, I want to touch into this because it falls into knowing your surroundings, knowing your body, knowing your spirit, and how to break free from the flesh and expand your circle. Jesus taught us how to do it. He was the first to break free from the square, and you see it through his resurrection. But for us, and I'm not saying we can't do that, God showed us, but we know that it's probably not going to happen in our lifetime. But Carl Jung teaches us that we could tap into the circle, tap into our spirit, tap into our soul, and know. And it's through the psyche. This is all gonna correlate. because and it correlates with your surroundings, because your surroundings form your soul. The things you see, the things you do, forms who you are. The people who you hang around with form who you are. Your family forms who you are. So be careful, even with your own family. As crazy as this sounds, be careful with your own people and everything. You must see much more, and it's by knowing thyself, level 1, and 2 is knowing your surroundings, which taps into your psyche. By knowing within, you see without. And to begin with the psyche is the realm of our soul. It is the inner world of thoughts, emotions, and desire that shape our perception and actions. So you see, by looking into your psyche, the realm of our souls, which is the inner world of our thoughts, emotions, and desires, which shape our perceptions and actions. The psyche is the seat of our consciousness, the source of our creativity and our imagination. So by looking into your psyche, you will unlock a higher level of consciousness more than others. It is the realm of our subconscious, where our deepest fears and desires reside. All this was taught by Carl Jung. Carl Jung teaches about the psyche and how to tap into it, into the inner worlds of ourselves. And the psyche is the bridge between our inner and outer world, the gateway to our true potential. To understand the psyche is to understand ourselves. You see? Let me say that again. To understand the psyche is to understand ourselves. And I want to move on from this image, and I want to go on to this image, because we have this form of breaking free. We have made this form in this world that breaking free is breaking free from the matrix. And if you look at this image, you see how Neo is in a room where there's a bunch of screens reflecting him. Your surroundings reflect who you are, as you see in this image. But you see how the door is very important, because it shows the door is the symbolism of the psyche. Or, you know what, better yet, let's say that the old man sitting down is your psyche, and you must get to know yourself. Let's just say this is a version, the older version, the conscious version, the most divine version of Neo in the room. And this is where the famous quote that your biggest enemy is yourself. But you gotta know your enemy. So I like this picture because it shows a lot of symbolism in what we're talking about. And is to know your surroundings that reflect you. Carl Jung teaches about projection, and that's a whole nother thing that we could get into, and we could get into another level, another video, my bad. But the door is symbolic in the sense of breaking free. There is an exit. Breaking the door is the breaking free from the square. So I love this, and this is a good example of what we're talking about. But you must understand the psyche, which is what Carl Jung teaches. And to unlock the secrets of the psyche is to unlock the secrets of our own minds. Remember that. To unlock the secrets of ourselves and the psyche is to unlock the secrets of our own mind. I want to move on from this onto this. This image is called the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, also known as the temple of our bodies. And it teaches, I don't want to go into the esotericness of every single one, because it involves chakra and all that, and I don't tap into that, but I like this image because it also teaches ascendance, and what you need to do to treat your temple. But I'm gonna use it as ascendance in the sense of, you see at the very top it says, if you look closely, I'm sorry but I'm still figuring things out, it says the crown. And the crown is a form of the psyche. It's enlightenment. It's by using your mind. That's why every philosopher, psychologist, occultist will tell you the secrets are hidden in your mind. So I like this image to show you of ascendance and to treat your body, treat your temple, build your temple. By building the temple, you ascend, you reach enlightenment. Eventually, there's ascendance which Jesus managed, and he managed to achieve, which was him destroying the temple, his temple, and rebuilding it in 3 days. There's a lot of like crazy in that, but I wanted to talk about this because knowing your surrounding, knowing the psyche, knowing you will change your life. And I told you from level 1 was knowing thyself. Level 2 is knowing what forms you. Your temple forms you. What you feed your temple, what you give your temple forms you. How you see society, how you project society projects onto you. This is projection. You see how every television in the room is projecting Neo? It's how you think people see you. Projection. How you think people see you is how it's gonna show. Projection. Not knowing the psyche. You gotta turn off all these TVs and breaking free from the square onto the circle. And I could tap into And I'll tell you the darkness of it. And it is once again looking at the people in your life. Look. And when you look, and when you question, right.
I haven't had a Thomas's breakfast, you say that.
When you look, into the people in your life and you question and you analyze, you will see the darkness of it. And it's gonna be hard to accept, but you must accept it. That is level 2. The reason why it's hard to accept it is because it involves trauma. We don't like to tap into trauma. And when you question of who you are, it's just, wait, let me say it better. The things you hate about yourself, begin there. Say out loud the things you hate about yourself, and then go back to the very first moment to when you did that very thing you hate, and show, and it's gonna always involve who showed you that thing or who taught you that thing, and you're gonna realize that is who began the problem. And sometimes that person might be still in your life. It could be your brother, it could be your mother, it's all these people. These people affected you in who you are now, but it is your mission to forgive them. That is level 2 of enlightenment. Forgive them. Always forgive them. Forgive your parents. Forgive your brothers and sisters, your family, for they have affected you. And that's level 2. And I say this is dark psychology because it hurts. It takes days to accept, but you must accept. And I want to leave it at this, but I hope you guys understand. I hope you like this. I do this with passion, and I hope you guys could ask me questions in the comments. I hope you guys could leave a comment, like, dislike, report. I don't know, but please type in the chat and tell me what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I delusional? I love advice, but I'll leave you guys.